lights. Good afternoon. How are we all? I'm finally back at my desk, and I have to say, I'm so glad I am. I've missed being at home. I've missed being at my desk. Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? A few days away, which is lovely. Had a lovely time, but I miss being here and at my desk and doing the norm, really. Even though this week's all been a bit different, you may have noticed I haven't been sharing any projects that I've created this week. It's just a little bit of a mix-up week this week. Just for a change, why not? Why not share lots of different things? Right, so I'm Lisa. I am the face behind Lisa's Loft. Thank you. Hi, Michelle. I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you. Hope you've had a nice summer. I think the summer's over, isn't it? I think we are officially in autumn. Well, it feels like it anyway. Gosh, drove up to my dad's on Sunday, and I went through this one place, and it's lots of trees for what seems like miles, and they were all brown, orange, yellow, red. Yeah, there weren't a bit of green, and it was like, my gosh, this is proper autumn. But it was lovely and pretty. So yeah, but no, we're all wet here. It's just stopped raining actually, and it's brightened up a little bit, so that's nice. But everywhere's very sodden. So this week, yeah, I haven't particularly been sharing anything. So I have got for you today, I'm going to run through, because I went to a demonstrator-led event on Tuesday, which was a brilliant day. Had so much fun. I loved it. Michelle says, it's been lovely. Can't believe it's over already. Yes, very autumnal now. Pretty colorsy. It is, isn't it? You're very wet there as well. Oh, yeah. I think it's the most of the UK, isn't it, at the moment? It's just wet. At least it's not too cold. That's the main thing. I've still got door open. Still got windows open. So, yeah, can still enjoy having the fresh air in, which I love. So, yeah, I went to this event, and we do what? Swaps. You make so many of one card and swap it in and out to people. So if you make 20, you get 20 back. But it was done a bit differently this time, because there was only like 30 odd of us. And you don't have to make swaps. I ended up not making swaps. They were on my list to get done before I went. Time was running out. I was getting a bit, I'm running out of time. And I just thought, you know what, something's got to give. And unfortunately, it was creating swaps that had to give. The other stuff I needed to do. And, why pressure yourself when you haven't got to? So, yeah, I didn't make any. But they did it so that we were all in a line. And people just went down and gave everyone. Us that hadn't made swaps were at the end of the line. So if people had got enough left to give us, we got them as well. So it was lovely. Felt a bit guilty. But it's all about sharing, and that's what we were doing. So I'm going to switch the camera, and I'm going to run through my swaps that I received, and they're beautiful. Right, so I've got this lovely box full of lots of goodness. Now, not everyone's put their name on, so I won't be able to name everybody, I'm afraid. But this one was an idea for a box. It's using some retired paper. This was one of my favourite papers not so long back. It's got a little Velcro closure. But how great's that? As a little box. Put a little present in, or a little bar of chocolate. Just a little gift. You can tuck it all in and close it. I thought that's lovely. Put a bow around there and a little sentiment, and it's done. The next one is a little box. Now, I'm not sure what these are from, but they're very dainty and pretty. And this is soft sea foam. Just take the belly band off and open up the box. Open the box. There we go. And we've got a Viscount biscuit. Yum, yum. Oh, here we go. Treat size box. Oh, it's the Cheers and Sips stamp set. Oh, so those are out of there for the garnishes of your cocktails. Ah, excellent. And this is from Stampin' J. Oh, and she's even put the ingredients for the biscuits in. How lovely is that? Thank you. That's that one. And then I have another little box here, which this is from the new winter catalogue, I believe. And this is part of a suite that's really cute. And jelly beans. In colour cards. Oh, it doesn't say the name of the die for this. I'll have to have a look at that. But that's Sarah Hardy. That's gorgeous, and lots. We all love sweeties. This one is for Meet So Cards, and it's a little box with little mini Tic Tacs inside. How cute's that? I mean, there's a table gift. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Really cute, dainty. Yes, stand that on there, and then my Zog cards. Show who it's from. Oh, that's excellent. Right. So we've got this one here. That's gorgeous. Love that stamp. And that's from Helen Smith. I sat with Helen. We had a good chat. And this one, that's using those same stamps that's on here. Don't know whose that's from. It doesn't say. I have this gorgeous one made using the banners and the large alphabet. And that's from Crafty Capers. Gorgeous autumnal. This one's from Cheryl Diana. And that's using Happy Place. And it's gorgeous, the detail in that. With the sea and the palm trees. It's beautiful. And I haven't got this one either. This is using Layers of Beauty with the masks. That's gorgeous. And I'm going to be using this for this piece of paper and paper clip when I create after this. That's beautiful. That's from Hannah Tannock. Love that. And we have this one that's using the Summer Splash in colour, I believe. Yeah. And the Charming Day stamp. Can't wait to see you again soon. How gorgeous is that as a sentiment? And we got a Freddo from Caroline. Gorgeous. Exclusive. Made just for you. And look at that gorgeous fold on there. We got to make one of these. Caroline did a presentation. We have this one. This one's off Zoe. Yep. Zoe Tant. And that's using... Oh, I can't remember. But it's part of like the mix and match. This one with the pears. I think this is gorgeous. Love that embossing folder. This is part of... oh, it's a gorgeous embossing folder. Peaceful Greenery, and it's in a circle, but just using a piece of it just down there is beautiful. Love that. Lots of texture and layers. That's gorgeous. And that's from Alison. And then we have this one. And I love this blending on here with the cut, how the pink goes into the orange, into the yellow. And that's from Izzy. Thank you, Izzy. I love it. That's gorgeous. And this stamp set's what we use. It's Prairie something. I can't remember. I'm terrible at remembering stuff now, as you know. This, how cute is that? It's your day, go wild. Happy birthday, you party animal. That's from Beth. That's so cute. I love it. And then this one is from Linda, Creative Fraggle. And it's a lovely Halloween card. That's fabulous. But she also did give us, because she ran out of time, didn't get to colour them and add them, but little stamped images that you could add on if you wanted to. She had on some. So I shall be colouring that. But it looks fantastic without it. You don't always need an extra bit. Sometimes the papers and the sentiments just enough. But yeah, love that. Fab. Don't get to do many Halloween cards. This one again. This something brick wall. I can't remember what it's called now. It's on this one. I know. Weathered brick embossing folder is gorgeous. Don't know if you can see, but it's got like bits of brick wall that's tired and distressed and it's stunning. And that's from Angie. I've just realised I haven't put my other light on, have I? There you go, that might help. This from Karen Henderson, Furry Cat Designs, is gorgeous. She says it was based on the mechanism from Stacey Marsh. And you pull that open and that pops up from the inside. But how cute is that? I love that. And that's also got that weathered brick. It's fab. Love it. This one's extremely pretty. That's using the washi tape. Extraordinary Flora die on washi tape. That's gorgeous. Love those. Make gorgeous sprays. And then this one along these lines with the dog, and the sentiments are Spring Corners, which are on the last chance, or were on the last chance. And using Lost Lagoon, and that's from Jane. And then this, love this monochromatic black and white, a little note of appreciation, using the Inspiring Imperfections papers and dies. And then these are the papers are Botanical Textures. That's it. It's lovely. I love that. And this one, look at him. How cute is that Santa? I just think he's so sweet. And this part of the new catalogue, the new offerings with, or the new online exclusives, can't remember, that have just gone live. So do check out the website for that. And our final one is this cute little box that stands up, and it's got a nice piece up here that you could put name places on, anything like that. It would make a fantastic Halloween with the arches. It looked like a tombstone, but you then pull this little bit and it opens, and there's some little love hearts in there. I thought that was fab. A little bit of interactive, and they sit nice for table names. So that's brilliant. So yeah, those are all my lovely swaps that I'm really grateful for. So thank you everybody. And then we got to make 2 projects. Our first project was this. It was all about a 2-tone cardstock and how you can show each side of it. This one was from Cheryl. She designed this and got us doing this. But I think that's lovely. Just using 3 different colours. And it's the Sending the Healing Power of Love. That's lovely. And then the second one was this one, which is doing that fold. And these just tuck in. So you fold them over and tuck the last one in. It just gives a little bit of depth and impression. And then tearing it to roll it back and show your sentiment. And it shows the 2-tone there as well. Yeah, we had a lovely day. I really enjoyed making those. So don't forget, go and check out online, because everything in the new catalogue and the online exclusives is available. There's the one that Cheryl used. I've received this now. I thought I'd ordered it and it wasn't in my box when my order came. So I got in touch with Stampin Up, Demo Support, and they shipped it out to me. So yeah, I've now got that. So yeah, there's gorgeous things in here, very seasonal. So if anybody's interested, go and check that out online. I don't buy catalogues anymore. I get my free one that I get for being a demonstrator. I used to buy them and send them out, but there's that much that's just available online that I was like, it's easier if you just go online and look on there. You can download the catalogue if you want to. Right, so I thought today we'll have a play with the Just a Note stamp set. And it's only a small stamp set, but very useful. So we've got the lines to create a piece of note paper. You've got this best ever, just a note, happy back to school, and then we've got a plus sign and a star. Brilliant. They're cute boxes, aren't they? I love little boxes, and I think they just make that, like, yeah, just with a little pack of sweets, you make such a nice little gift. And then the dies that go with it, we get to cut out. Let me take them out of here because it's glaring. A notepad, piece of paper, and then we've got arrows, a star, a heart that's a heart paper clip, a couple of paper clips, pieces to make different bulldog clips and different types of clips. Obviously they're not real, they're just paper, but they give that impression, and a heart. So yeah, I thought we'll play with that. And then I was like, right, what can I do with that? So I know, let's grab some paper, and I've got the tartan foil speciality paper. And I love this. It's been around quite a while. I mean, it's copper clay, which is a retired colour, but you know, we can still use it in our backgrounds. Lost Lagoon and Pebbled Path, which is also a retired colour, but we can use it with other stuff. And I just thought this would be nice to make a mail card. And I'm going to go through the copper clay as a background, and then we can have a piece of paper on it using our dies. And then I thought, what else have I got? And I've still got Resourceful Rusty. He's now on the last chance list, reduced down to £14 for the stamp set. And because it's got this bit of tartan as well, I thought that will go well with that. So that is what we're going to do. So first of all, I'm going to cut a layer of this to give me a first layer. So I'm going to cut it at 10 by 14.4. And I haven't got many mail cards made. I do struggle with mail cards. I think a lot of us do. So I thought it'd be good to create one to keep. I'll just have a bit of tea. I think because I keep talking, I get a very dry mouth. Right, so I'm going to grab the piece of paper, notebook paper die, and I'm going to cut a piece of that. I should have here some cardstock that's scrap pieces. We'll use the large machine because it's the first one to grab. All right, we'll grab our plates and we will cut out one of these. Now, always best when die cutting is to put anything straight in at an angle. It just makes it easier for the rollers to go over because they're not jumping over. They'll slowly go over. Obviously, if you've got a big die, that's not possible, but where you can, add it at an angle. All right. There we go. How fab is that? Just gives us a nice little impression of a note. It's a note paper. That's great, isn't it? Right, and what I'm thinking is if we add on here the stripes so it looks a bit more like a notebook page, but I'm going to stamp over those then. So I'm going to do these in, I think I'm going to use Smoky Slate. So it's a bit softer. And with it being a larger stamp, I tend to take my ink to my stamp rather than the other way around. There we go. And we'll stamp that. Oh, cat hair, that's a surprise. Everything in my house gets covered in cat hairs. I'll just stamp that down. There we go. I could have in fact stamped that off and gone even lighter, but that's okay. I'll just give that a clean. That's it. And then I was thinking, I brought in the Layered Thoughts stamp set because I haven't used this as much as I would like. And I thought, I wonder what it would look like if we make that a happy birthday on there. And I think that'll look okay on there. So I'm going to run a block, but I'm going to stamp this. Should I stamp it or emboss it? You know, I'm going to emboss it in black. I think that'll be nice. Embossed in black. Help it to stand out even more. Right, so we need our Versamark ink. I do like embossing. We want embossing buddy and black embossing powder. There we go, black embossing powder. I bought my stamping foam mat because we're using photopolymer, just to give it that little bit of buoyancy. Buoyancy isn't the right word. Spring bounce, cushioning, whatever. Right. Embossing buddy. This is the thing with being away. Even for a short time, I come back and I'm all out of whack with everything. I'm not going to worry about it being exactly straight. I want it a bit end of an angle. I'll just push that on there. Make sure we get a really good stamped impression. Take that off. And bring in a scrap piece of card that I use for my embossing powders. Look at that, lots of gorgeousness black. So I'll just add that on there. Give that a little, oh, it hasn't quite got it there. There we go. A little bit of a flick. Want the excess off, but not knocking anything off that we need. Give that a little tap. Put that all back in there because we don't want to waste. I mean, I found with our other embossing powders, because we've switched from our own to the Wow, that they last that long, that they go off before I use them, and that's not because they don't last. It's because there's so much in there and you use so little on each one. It does help if you actually plug your heat tool in. Let me just unplug that and plug that in. I mean, yeah, you use so little. There we go, it's starting to go. It becomes bright black and shiny. Careful not to overheat, if it goes dull. Ask me how I know. It's one of those things, it's a learning curve. We all have to learn. And I had to learn that overheating embossing powder makes it go dull. But that's how we learn, isn't it? By our mistakes. So, but how gorgeous is that? And it's so bold. So much bolder than if you just stamped it. All right, so we're going to make I think I'm just going to go paper clip rather than a bulldog clip or anything. So I'm going to grab my paper clip dies. I've not used any of these yet, which is why they're so awkward to get off. Right, and I think we'll go, could do with grey, I think. Have I got, I'm wondering if silver might just be a bit light. We'll try it. Have I got a piece of silver? I have a silver foil. And this is something I don't use very often. My silver foil I have had for quite a while. Again, at an angle. But yeah, I don't tend to use much foil card at all. I used to use it a lot. I tend to use it more Christmas time. I use a lot more then. Right. Now, you probably won't be able to see that. But you can. So you won't be able to see them very well against my desk, but you can. There we go. So we've got a pair of gorgeous paper clips. So I'm going to add one to this, like so. And then I think we want, you could leave it just like that, but I'm wondering if we need to add a rusty. And I think any man that's on his birthday, because we're making this a bit of a mail card, would be eating lots of apples, wouldn't they? Maybe not apples, maybe birthday cake. So I might do one of those. That one. We can make it look a bit more like cake than apples if we wanted to. I'm sure. Find a block. Is that the right? Yeah. And a piece of card. There we go. And memento, because we're going to colour it in with our lens. bit dirty that side. That's better. There we go. Lovely. And these are quite simple to colour, these images. I have shared some makes with Rusty before. Right, so I'm going to go with, I'm going to grab some of the neutral blends, I think, and go with the lighter 900, I think 900 and 800, not 700. I think those will be better for his belly and things. And we'll just have a look on here. I don't want them too pinky. Yeah, I like that. So let's just do some darker bits around here. And we don't have to be too precise on our shading. Just a little bit so that we know. It's just to give it some dimension. It's such a small image. There we go. Excellent. Squeak, squeak. I'm just going to do that inside his ear a little bit. And then I'm wondering, Cajun Craze, to colour him in. I'm not 100% sure what animal he is. But I think Cajun Craze would be quite nice against the copper clay. So I'm just going to start with the dark and put in a little bit around his tail. And it might be a little bit darker. And then I'll blend that out. Gosh, these are squeaky. And we can build up the colour by keep going over it and blending it in. There we go. And then again, I'll bring it down a bit, in fact. You can't see very well, can you, what I'm doing? With the dark, whoops, just gonna go around where it would be a little bit darker. It's underneath areas. And again, we don't have to be particular. I'll do all of that. It's just to give that impression. And we'll blend that in. Now, because this is smaller area, I'm being a bit more careful than I was with his tail. Now I don't mind that I've gone slightly over and it's bled a little because it's fur, so it would intermingle. There we go. So we've got our cute little whatever he is. Is he a squirrel? Don't know. He's whatever we want him to be. All right, so let's cut that out. I just thought it was nice to add him on as a little something. Like I said with that other one though, you don't have to put an image on a card. But as stampers and creatives, we like to add. I haven't coloured the apples, have I? Never mind. We can do that after. Got the majority of him done. Okay. Of course, everyone's gone back to school, haven't they now, I think? I think they've all returned. Hayden's had a couple of sessions online. He's got to go in most of the day tomorrow for uni. And then the week after next is Freshers Week. So I've got to take him to a few things there. There's our little Rusty. Right, so card base for this. Oh, I was going to colour the apples, wasn't I? Let's go Granny Apple Green. Why not? And again, I'm just doing a little bit of shading. Nothing spectacular on them. There we go. And I'll do the leaves in the dark. If you do a couple of layers, it's darker than the dark we've blended for the apple. Yeah, card base. I'm kind of thinking we could go with the green now that we've done that, just to brighten it all. Let's see if I've got some Granny Apple Green. I have. I've actually got a new pack as well. But I've got lots of card bases that are the wrong way. I don't normally like my card bases this way for a landscape card, but we'll use it. There we go. That's nice and bright on there, isn't it? Right, let's glue this down. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to Hayden being at uni. I'm looking forward to time on my own, to be honest. I'll miss him and him not being here, and things we do together. It's been nice, but I am looking forward to some time on my own. Right, we'll raise this up on dimensionals. I used to be the same when he was at school. Even when he was little, it was lovely to have some time when he returned to school. I know some parents don't feel that way. They like having their little ones at home all the time. It's hard. Especially, it is harder when they're little, isn't it? Leaving them every day for someone else to look after. Right. I remember when he was about 12 months old, we decided, because we'd always said one of us would be at home, but we decided between us that we would pay for Hayden to go into a nursery just for a morning once a week. Michelle says it's the routine of it. Luke went back yesterday. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And I think kids thrive with routine. Totally. Yeah, we decided to pay for him to go to nursery for one morning a week on a Friday. I think I used to drop him off about 8 o'clock and pick him up at 1. He'd have his lunch there. but it was good for him as well because he got to meet other people and other children. But I used to have that morning to have my driving lesson and do whatever I wanted to get done. Sometimes I'd go to Maryhill if I wanted to go to Maryhill and pick him up on the way back. But it was nice. It gave me time to be me instead of being mum. And I liked that. Right, so we could put him down that side or over this side, which he fits better that side. But I think because I've already put the paper clip that side, it needs to be this side. I should really put the paper clip that side. But it's okay. We can go with what we've got because we can always tilt him slightly. We know that it says birthday, don't we? So I'm just going to add a dimensional on the back there of his tail. That'll be glued, and we'll add one, a small one, down here on his foot. There. But yeah, I can't wait to get back into a routine, to be honest. A routine of getting up, seeing him off, and then doing something. Because I tend to sit around because I've got all day. But it'll be nice to be up that bit earlier and get stuff done. Be productive. There we go. And we'll do an inside. I've got enough for my card cut. We have. I don't know what. I'll clean this. Yes, before I started. I don't know what it is. Little black dots. If it's embossing powder. I don't think I'd spilt any. But good old glue rubber. Get that off. Right. I'm just going to stamp. I think I'm going to stamp the bit of tartan-esque there. Just so it ties it in a little bit with the paper that we've used. I am going to grab a piece of scrap grid paper to stamp on because I want it to go slightly off. And I'll grab Asian Craze. And I'll see what that... Yeah, I like that, but I'm going to do it stamped off, I think. No, I'll do it solid. There we go. Excellent. That just ties that in on the inner then and brings the design through. So we don't want the middle of our cards to be boring, do we? It's nice to have an element of fun on the inside as well. Glue this in. This glue's running out. There we go. I'll turn that over to rub there because I don't want that ink all over my fingers. There was none there, it had dried. Right, some embellishments. What have I got in my last chance list that I believe is still current? No, we don't want gold, we don't want grey. Oh, we could go grey. No. Will it bring in the silver of... Wouldn't it bring in the silver of the paper clip? And we'll go for, these are basic grey and smoky slate. I'm going to go for the smoky slate. And just have a couple of those there. And then one down here. That's it. Just to add a little bit and bring in that silver. There we go. There's a little card. We'll make another one slightly different. Use a different colour. I'm going to use the same paper, a different colour. And I'm going to go Lost Lagoon. I'm going to use the back side, I think. Oops. No, use the main side. I like it. It's too pretty to not use. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller this time. So I'm going to go 9. That's 1.5 centimetres smaller, so 13.4. Just to keep all my proportions right. And then we're going to have another piece of paper. Find one, a scrap that I can cut one out of. That. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, nice and simple. And I think men's cards tend to be a bit more simple, don't they? They're not into, or the majority, should I say, are not into lots of fancy flouncy, and they just like something that says what it is. I mean, I know a lot of men aren't fussed about cards, which to me I think is sad. I mean, a card can say so much. My dad has always been a big card person. He's always said to us, you know, don't expect a present, but a card is all he requires. And you can say so much with a card. I don't send enough cards. Not because I don't have them, because I do. I have masses. But I just, for some reason, don't send them. Which is so wrong. Alright, so I'm going to have a vertical this time. And it's probably going to be very similar. I'm not going to use Rusty. And I think I'm going to go for... will the love fit that way? It will. I'm going to have love and you. No. And this one is going to be simple again. And it's possibly one you could use for a male again. Something on that stamp. I'm just going to get these so they're where I want them, and I can put them on one block. I think about there. And then I can do it in one. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my stripes again, but I'm going to do them in the Lost Lagoon this time. So it's the same colour as the paper. I think I've over-stamped quite a bit there, but we won't worry about that because I re-inked my pad. But as long as I stamp it right, you won't know. Alright, we'll go straight down on there. Excellent, love it. that are clean. I'm going to now stamp this, and I'm just going to stamp it on this time with Memento. I'm just going to ink it up really well with doing it like this to make sure that I get a good impression. And I'll bring in my stamping mat. I'm going to have it that way, so then I want that straight onto me. That's one key, and I want that straight. It's almost like you've written something on your school book, which I used to do a lot of. How beautiful is that? It really does stamp so well. Okay, again, I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. I'll put a few on there, because we don't want it to go saggy when we pop it in the post. And it goes through those rollers, they tend to squash them a bit, don't they? If you haven't got enough dimensionals on, it just squashes it down. Okay, so that'll be straight. I'm going to get that writing straight. About there. Nice. And I think I'm going to use a heart. I'm going to cut both because I'm not quite sure how the paperclip one works. Doesn't look like it works the way I would think. What colour? I don't particularly want to go red. I don't think red with Lost Lagoon would look right. I'm thinking Melon Mambo maybe. A bit more pinky. I want the pink with the Lost Lagoon. Just for a pop of colour. If I bring out a bit of... Oh, to get my scrap box really, because I'm not going to use a whole sheet. Sorry, I've just knocked it. Let's look at real red. See, real red I think is just a little... Oh, we've got Poppy Parade, which is a bit lighter. I tend to look on screen because it gives me a better impression, and I think the Poppy Parade is better. I think that just looks a bit dark with the Lost Lagoon. We'll go Poppy Parade. So I'm just going to cut one each of these. And I'm just going to do it to the side of me where I've got my machine, rather than bringing it over. I'll just drop the die. Because my plate's slightly bent, when I hold the one side, it doesn't hold it in place. Oops. There we go. So let's have a look how... If it cuts it out, and then, which, yeah, and then it cuts a little bit, but that means you would put it on from the side or at an angle. I don't. Like so. Which I'm not. I don't know if I actually get that. mean, it's not bad, but I don't normally have paper clips on the side, do you? I mean, there's no reason why you can't, but I quite like that one just there. So we're not having a paper clip on this one. We're just going to have one single little red heart there, because I think that's all it needs. And then let's grab a basic white card base. I think that may be all we need. Just burnish that. That lays nice and flat, and I'll just drop that on the floor. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, tilt that as well, but I think I'm going to put that straight. Am I? You know, when you look at something, you think, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do what I said. I think I am going to put that on the skew as well. I just think it looks better. Now I am going to put a bit extra glue on here because it is a shiny paper. And I want it to grab so that it doesn't move once I've decided it's in place. Like so. Yeah. And then I'm just going to get Stampin' Right marker, my black one, if I've got one of the new ones. No, that's an old one. That's a new one. I just want to see. And I can draw a line round, but I think that might be just a little bit too thick. I've got that's better, I think. We do now sell very similar journaling pen, but I haven't got one because I've got all the others that I've got. I'm using those. So I'm just going to add some little line. Just along. Just to add in that little extra. And it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the last thing we want is it perfect. It's just a hand-drawn line. Just so it looks even more like a school notebook, sketch pad. And there you have it. Just adds that little bit of interest around the edge. Nothing fancy. But yeah, it just gives it that little bit of extra scruffiness, I suppose is the word. Because we don't want it perfect in any shape or form. Right. So, oh, I haven't done the inside of that one, have I? Silly. Let's grab that. What have we got in here to stamp? Stars, which we haven't used. You've got this. Best ever. Want something in there. Have I got a heart in something else? May have. Oh. Maybe not. Thank you. Yeah. I think sometimes we need to go simple. I have a heart in here. This is the month by month that's available as part of the scrapbooking retreat. And that's just got a lovely little heart that we'll just stamp on there. We'll grab Poppy Parade, and that'll just give us a nice little heart there. Gorgeous. Yeah, we don't always have to throw everything at a card, do we? Keep it simple. There we go. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. That's it. That's our 2 cards for today. We've got a love and happy birthday. I mean, you could send the loved one as a birthday card. There's nothing stopping that. Oops. But yeah, I like those. I like how they finished. And I love this stamp set. The Layered Thoughts. It's a brilliant stamp set. Nice bold sentiments on there as your main image. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how that turned out on there. I think it looks really nice being stamped. In fact, I prefer how that's done than that. Now I'm looking at it, I think because this is quite shiny, that would have been better just stamped. But, you know, it's not a problem. It looks nice as it is. Right, let's switch our camera back. And I will say thank you very much for joining. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget #replay. I do enjoy watching and reading all your comments. Do go and check out my website, which is down below. It's lisasloft.co.uk. There's lots of inspiration, tutorials, retired products on there. Also the link to my shop where you can go and have a look at the new catalogue and the new online exclusives. And I believe there's 2 new kits available as well. One Christmassy and one not. And there's World Card Making Day coming up as well. One of the kits is for that, so we'll be joining that. So yeah, lots going on again. There's always lots to tell you about. But you can also sign up for my newsletter, which I do monthly. You can sign up for that, and I'll send you some free tutorials. And I'll send out a monthly newsletter just with everything that's going on in the month, what I've been up to, and what's coming up. So yeah. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going to make myself some lunch. And I will be back this evening at 7:30, where I will be creating a scrapbook page that I was going to do 2 weeks ago to go with this layout. So yeah, I'm making my next page that. Thank you very much, Michelle. And yes, you too. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you all later. Thanks again. Bye.